Narada. Narada is a celestial traveling sage. He is the son of Brahma and Priya, daughter of Daksha. He is a Triloka Sanchari, traveling the three lokas, Svarga Loka, Mrityu Loka, and Patala Loka. He travels to learn about the life and welfare of people in these lokas. He carries a veena with him, which is the instrument of Saraswati, wife of Brahma. Saraswati is equivalent to his mother, since Brahma is his father. He is called Manasaputra, meaning son of the mind. Remember Lake Mansarovar in the Himalayas, which represents brain fluid? His activities always stem from the human brain. Narada must be related to neuron cells, since he is closely associated with Brahma, Saraswati, and the Veena. Neuron or nerve cell process and transmit information through electrochemical signaling. Neuron or nerve cells are the core components of the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves. Neurons are classified as sensory neurons, motor neurons, and interneurons. Sensory neurons respond to touch, sound, light, and other stimuli, then send signals to the brain through the spinal cord. Motor neuron receive signals from the brain and spinal cord, cause muscle contractions, and affect secretory glands. Interneurons connect neurons to other neurons in the same region. Some of these secretory glands, being glands producing enzymes and hormones, are attached to Vishnu, who is personified as the human digestive and endocrine system. According to Puranic texts, Narada plays a big role in the composition of Ramayana by Valmiki. When Valmiki wanted to create a poetic work about a great, virtuous, and righteous soul, Narada told him about Rama. This inspired Valmiki to compose the Ramayana. Rama is the personification of male chromosomes. Thus, the Ramayana is all about the human chromosomes, its production, and functions. Valmiki used to perform his morning rituals on the banks of the river Tamasa, and his word Tamasa is associated with human procreative activities. There are certain Puranic stories named Tamasika Puranas, which consist of stories about human procreative activities. Brahma also gave his blessings to Valmiki for the composition of the Ramayana. The human brain, as a central controller, directs the activities relating to chromosomes. Thus, Ramayana is part and parcel of ancient medical texts along with the Vedic texts and the Mahabharata. Narada is an ardent devotee of Vishnu, who is a personification of the liver and human endocrine systems. Enzymes and hormones are interlinked to Vishnu and Narada. Before Narada makes an appearance anywhere, everyone first hears him chanting Narayana, Narayana. Narada's chanting of Narayana Nama indicates his association with hormones for which the human endocrine system is responsible. Narada makes his entrance in all places through hormone receptors. Even though Narada is described as a bachelor, the Brahma Vaivarta Purana describes him as a Grahasthiya, a family man. Brahma Vaivarta Purana itself is about the process of making Brahma cell. Brahma Vaivarta Purana can be written as Brahmavai plus Varta Purana, where Brahmavai means Brahma or cell and Varta means molded or created in Tamil. Thus, Brahmavai plus Varta means how the Brahma cell was created. Narada was cursed to be born as Gandharva. Gandha means sulfur, a stimulant which is also used for ignition. As a Gandharva, Narada is called Upavarhana, where Upa means sub or extra. He married 50 daughters of Chitrasena, king of Gandharvas. He also wanted to marry Ramba from Brahma's court. Ramba must be a stimulant. Brahma cursed that he would die. Vishnu brought him back to life by infusing himself into Narada's body. The purpose of this story is to demonstrate Narada's devotion to Vishnu and his connections to hormonal secretions and receptors. Hormones are chemical molecules released by special cells that affect cells in other parts of the body. It is a chemical messenger that transports a signal from one cell to another cell. This is where Narada fits in. Cells respond to a hormone when they express a specific receptor for that hormone. The hormone binds with the receptor protein, resulting in the activation of a signal transduction mechanism that ultimately leads to a specific response in that cell. Hormones are often transported through blood or through ducts. Shiva, being the personification of blood and its related activities, is brought into the scenario. Endocrine hormone molecules are released directly into the bloodstream. Exocrine hormones are released directly into a duct, and from the duct, they may either flow into the bloodstream or flow from cell to cell by diffusion. The process is known as paracrine signaling. Parasurama, being the personification of paracrine signaling, is brought into the scenario. The master coordinator of hormonal activity is at the hypothalamus, which acts on inputs received from the central nervous system. Hormonal regulation of some physiological activities involves a hierarchy of cell types acting on each other, either to stimulate or to modulate the release and actions of a particular hormone. The secretion of hormones from successive levels of endocrine cells is stimulated by chemical signals originating from cells higher up in the hierarchical system. Other hormone secretions occur in response to local conditions. These stimulations or disturbances at every place are termed as quarrels and disturbances created by Narada among the gods. It is well known that Narada's quarrels always end in good. Different kinds and levels of hormonal secretions and their reactions create the required benefits. Cellular recipients of a particular hormonal signal may be one of several cell types that reside within several different tissues, which trigger a diverse range of systemic physiological effects. Different tissue types may also respond differently to the same hormonal signal. Because of this, hormonal signaling is elaborate and hard to dissect. Similarly, it is confusing to understand the behavior of Narada during his celestial travel. Most cells produce one or more molecules that act as signaling molecules to other cells, altering their growth, function, or metabolism. The hormones produced by cells in the endocrine glands are cellular products, specialized to serve as regulators at the overall organism level. However, they may also exert their effects solely within the tissue in which they are produced and originally released. All multicellular organisms need coordinating systems to regulate and integrate the function of cells. Two mechanisms perform this function in higher animals: the nervous system and the endocrine system. The endocrine system acts through the release, generally into the blood, of chemical agents and is vital to the proper development and function of organisms. As Mac Hadley notes in his book, Endocrinology, the integration of developmental events such as proliferation, growth, and differentiation, including histogenesis and organogenesis, and the coordination of metabolism, respiration, excretion, movement, reproduction, and sensory perception depend on chemical cues, substances synthesized and secreted by specialized cells. Endocrinology is connected with the study of biosynthesis, storage, chemistry, and physiological function of hormones, and with the cells of the endocrine glands and tissues that secrete them. The endocrine system consists of several glands in different parts of the body that secrete hormones directly into the blood rather than into a duct system. Hormones have many different functions and modes of action. One hormone may have several effects on different target organs, and conversely, one target organ may be affected by more than one hormone. The above paragraphs explain the conduct of Narada in Puranic stories very clearly in medical terms. Narada and Narayana, Vishnu, go hand in hand to all lokas and maintain rapport. Narayana, where Nara plus Ayana equals the liquid or hormone bed based at the liver is used as bed by Narayana. Narada, where Nara plus Da means flow, either as a hormone or as a chemical signal. Da in the name Narada can be construed as Ta or Tara, which means flow or flowing. Narada is a brahmachari, single or not married. Once he and his kin called Parvada both wanted to marry a girl called Srimati, daughter of Ambarisha. Both Narada and Parvada sought the help of Vishnu in outwitting each other to marry Srimati. But Vishnu had his own plans. As requested by Narada and Parvada separately, without each other's knowledge, Vishnu made them appear as a monkey and a bear in Srimati's eyes at her Swayamvara. Srimati rejected them and chose Vishnu as her husband. Srimati was referred to at Sagar Manthan as Sri. Hence, Narada is called Kapivakra, meaning monkey-faced. Parvada, Par plus Vada, is shown as a different person here as kin to Narada, but he is the same person known as She-Mountain, who is in fact Parvati. Par refers to paracrine and Vata refers to reflex or movement. Parvati is the personification of the pineal gland, which is an endocrine gland and secretes hormones. Narada is just a transporter of hormone signaling. The word Vakra is also found in the name of a sage called Astavakra. Vakra also means crooked or cunning mind. And there is a word in Tamil, Vakraputti, to mean people with crooked minds, whose thinking is not straightforward but roundabout. Sage Astavakra, earlier known as Devala, had decided not to associate with women. Once, the Apsara, Ramba, wanted to marry Devala, but he refused to marry her. Ramba cursed him that his body would become as crooked as his mind since he had a blanket refusal for women. Thus, Devala's body became crooked and is known as Astavakra. Krishna advised him to meditate and ultimately he was relieved from the curse. Astami found in Jamastami, which refers to the 8th week of fertilization and the onset of fetal development. Since Vakra also refers to monkey, it may also be connected to Vali and Sugrivan, who are monkey kings. Vali or Villi appears during the zygote stage, and the crookedness would also arise during this stage. The endoderm germ layer, which is personified as Vishnu, may alter this situation. There is a plant called Vakra, whose botanical name is Podophyllum emodi, which is also known as Lagupatra. The plant possesses a heavy narcotic odor. Can this plant be useful at the zygote stage to influence changes? Narada helped Dhruva, neural plate, and Ganesha, male gamete, in achieving their goals by giving timely advice, which has been narrated in the respective chapters. Narada helped King Chitrakenu of Shurasena kingdom to get back his son from death. Chitra and Ketu are associated with procreative organs. Savitri was the daughter of Ashwapati and married to Satyavan. Narada predicted Satyavan's death and consoled Ashwapati that everything would turn out well in the end. Savitri got back the life of her husband, Satyavan, from Yama through her intelligence with the guidance of Narada. Satyavan Savitri story refers to fetal circulation, which redirects fetal blood through the placenta and umbilical cord. Narada also saved Prahalad, son of Hiranyakashipu and Kayadu. Indra kidnapped Kayadu, wife of Hiranyakashipu, and tried to kill Prahalad in the womb itself. Narada intervened and saved the unborn Prahalad from death. Narada took care of Kayadu while Prahalad was inside her womb till the safe return of Hiranyakashipu. This story also narrates the help of hormones during the pregnancy.